with Ken Holland, the Red Wings general manager and executive VP. When the salary cap was introduced, Kenny, some years ago, one of the stipulations was that no individual player could make more than 20% of the total salary cap. And there were many of us who presumed that that limit would be met by at least a handful of players. In the early days, there were a number of players. I don't know if anybody got to 20. I don't think anybody got 20, but they were pretty close. What we've seen of late is players willing to sign, premier players, star players, superstar players, willing to sign contracts for tangibly below that number. I think Pavel, even though it's age 35, fits into that category. So the salary cap at 20% of $64 million next year would be $12.8 million a year. You get him for a little more than half of that. Is there a strategy here? How does a general manager manage to have that 20% number out there? And I'm sure that there have been agents that have mentioned it and managed to get guys to roll back to something less than that 20.
Well, I think it's education. I think that all the players and the agents and the general managers, we're a team sport. In basketball, you're probably gonna have 3 or 4 players, and you can have one of the elite teams in the league. You at least need 3 lines. You need 4 or 5 defensemen. You need a top goalie. You need 13, 14 real players to have a chance to win every night and have a chance to go for a long. These 2 teams that are playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, Boston and Chicago, they're both 4 lines deep. They both got 6 defensemen they can put on the ice. So I think that in the early gone 05, maybe I think there was a player or 2 that had, like you said, was close to the 20%. But I think everybody has found out in short order that there's a bit of a formula. I think everybody in the industry sort of accepts that the formula. If you want an opportunity to be on a good team, you got to take a little bit less than you think you might be worth in the open market. And ultimately, a lot of where you're leaving money on the table, those teams are spending the money for their teammates because you're going to the cap anyway. So I think it's just that we all understand the system and what it takes. And obviously, Bob, what a lot of players have done, we did it with Zetterberg. We give Z 13 years. Now you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Max but you end up giving a lot of term, and it's a lot of security.